definition.
And we are back, and we've got a new guest to round out the cast. Benzai's here.
Hey guys, what's up? What's going on? I'm very glad to be invited for the Suburban Nights commentary on part 2.
Poor Benzai. He had he probably had one of the worst costumes to be trekking out in the woods in the what was probably about 30 or 40 degrees in the rain.
But he and I got intimately acquainted as a result.
And it was absolutely the coldest day of the entire week. So when we went out the next day, it was like, what the fuck? Was it warm? What the hell? It's not fair.
Is Benzai's bunny dance on uploaded at all?
Yeah, it'll be on my vlog.
It's in his vlog, yeah.
You spend an awful lot of time in my elven cloak.
There's a lot of group hugs.
There's a lot of group hugging going on.
I spent a lot of time off camera. Yeah, a lot of humping went on off camera just to keep you warm.
You used to do that to me. Benzai did that to me a lot because I was in a full body veneer suit, so I was probably the warmest out of all of these guys.
Yeah,
although my hands were
I had
frozen.
clothes on underneath my night outfit.
I don't mean to overstate it, but it was really flippin' cold out there. And I was wearing my wizard robes.
Probably the warmest there was Bennett.
Hot as well. I wouldn't have Ellis.
I like how I'm acting like as a wedding train behind Lindsay here, picking up her dress.
Oh yeah, my dress was actually like literally it was an $800 wedding dress that I found on Amazon.com that was like marked down 90%. And I think Bennett, we were fairly certain somebody must have died in it because like there was no way because it was a really nice dress that I modified to look elvish, but as a consequence it had this train that like not only was it really really tight and I could barely move, but the train was like 12 feet behind me, which was a lot of fun, and so people stepped on my dress a lot.
And Benzai does something we all wish we could do right now.
Hit me in the back of the head. You know, the original script
Into the Woods
to, sorry, go ahead.
You go from Into the Woods to the You're the One That I Want.
The original script called for me to just sing some generic "I am singing a song now," and I was like, you know, it'd be funnier if I just like kept singing different show tunes. So I just like started thinking of every single.
I like
one
how I'm pointing with two fingers.
Louis, you need to come to New York. We have a gay bar for you. That's just waiting.
Got your name all
It's called Louis. Come here right now and sing. The bar.
Fountain, skipping rivulet and fountain.
Yeah, that was kind of a weird line. Like that has the best tail. I was expecting.
Lindsay looks so bored. Oh my god.
It's Lindsay's. No, it's not that she's bored. She's nonchalant. It's her character.
Well, that was it. She's like, Doug was like, no, act more like me, and I'm like, but I don't care. That's my character is not giving a shit.
So I wasn't here for this. This was Group A, and actually Group A got the worst of it because you had to film absurdly early in the morning, and the weather was much worse than Group 2.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I don't know if you guys know, but when we actually checked to go to the woods were closed because Doug had no idea what time it would open. So we said, okay, well, let's go to Dunkin' Donut for about half an hour, and then we'll come back.
That was true.
It was a bit frustrating because we woke up so early, and in the end we.
And then it turns out, we had another hour before it could open up.
That was an hour we deprived of.
We did all meet up about midday that day. The whole gang got together for the cast photo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly. We got to visit. We got to visit you guys.
Yeah,
it was fun.
Yeah, that was fun. It was also fun just sitting around in Dunkin' Donuts, just like we were, and then having like construction workers and like people just kind of going out after business day, just kind of looking at us from the corner of their eye, just kind of.
A lot of joggers. We had to deal with a lot of joggers.
Yeah, there were a lot of, and there was a point where like people were getting bored and like heckling the joggers, and I'm like, leave the joggers alone. We don't have a permit.
If you look closely here, I get punched like twice. It's the same exact scene. Like I get punched here twice. I fall down and then I fall down again.
That was actually was one of my favorite lines actually, where it's direct from Monty Python, where he's like, Conan cut his balls off, but it's you and Doug do it really well, Ben.
Oh, thanks.
You're like
major props. Major props to Suede, who stayed most of while we were shooting these scenes. Most of the time, he would just sit there and eat Pop-Tarts, and he was happy with it. He's fine with it. So, major props to you guys.
It was insane. I mean, like, I was there for the entire shoot, the entire full 10 flipping hour shoot, and I come in at the last 30 seconds to film my scene.
It was a good scene, though.
We'll get to there eventually, folks.
I'm Willow.
I wish Tom was here. Yeah, we had a lot of fun with whenever we had downtime. Tom and I would drag people into the sauna in the hotel, which we eventually called the sauna of no secrets, which is because Tom has this amazing way of like dragging secrets out of people. Where you sitting there in the sauna drinking a beer, and all of a sudden he'd be like, "So, how many three-ways have you had?" And, and whoever's there would just be like, 4, and you'd be like, "Oh!"
Oh, God. The way he asks you questions, they sound offensive, but the way he asks them just sounds like he's genuinely interested in you as a person. Like, one time he asked me what bra size I wore. And normally I'd be offended, but then the way he asked it was like he was coming on to me, so I was
well,
like...
actually, I tend not to say, hey!
Hey! It's like, I go on natural.
He's very mellow.
So Lindsay, what was some of the stuff that you're saying during that montage? Because I know it's not. I don't think you're doing all Hindi during that, right?
Well, I think part of it's a Bare Naked Lady song.
Chicken
Okay.
the Chinese chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was there when we filmed the green screen for that, and Lindsay was having difficulty because she couldn't think of any random gibberish to speak.
Well, I mean, at first it was Bollywood songs like the Tia Jale Janjale Nanatale. That's a song from Dilse, because I was kind of following. Because like the languages I'm officially speaking are Hindi and Gaelic, but then it just gets silly where I'm just like Lady Gaga and Bare Naked Ladies and fake African language at one point where I'm speaking flicks.
We just started throwing out things because there's like I were watching you film this. We're just like, say this, quote this song, talk to your puppy.
Yeah, your puppy.
It's a shame she's not here, but Luther's very good as Snow White. I have to say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She had a really ugly wig, and I remember her like complaining about the wig before she came, and I was just like, just wear the wig. Oh wait, there it went. Okay, but that really was an ugly wig that I think is good that never saw the light of day.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a black hair wig, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was like a little like bob. It wasn't even like a proper Snow White hairstyle. It was just like some sort of freakish blob.
Now back to the good part.
Actually, I was going to say, speaking of wigs, Benzai had not the wig that was intended, right?
No.
Yeah, exactly. I had a very, very superb wig that I ordered especially online, and it stayed in France, unfortunately, and we even looked for it in the hotel room, etc. So I ended up with the new douchey McNickpick wig, and it actually works pretty well.
I thought it was the Tommy Wiseau wig.
It probably is the same wig.
The douchey wig.
Probably the same.
He's wearing the douchey McNickpick wig.
I love Paul in here.
He's going for the trees. Yes, trees, give me your rage.
That's one of my favorite shots of the whole movie, where Paul is just molesting the woods. I don't know what he's doing.
Yes. Now, Matt, I was operating your close-up camera for this whole sequence, and you guys were cracking me up for that entire sequence. Like I was like desperately trying to hold my hand steady while filming you guys, and you guys were nuts.
Cracking up. We were cracking each other up. I can't wait to see the outtakes because we would get halfway through this conversation, and then at some point we just crack. Because I remember reading the script. Like the early versions of the script, and I get down to this part, and I'm like, oh.
This is the first.
Say that. Oh.
This is the first time we've ever seen Matthew get really kind of diabolical on somebody, where he's not trying to kiss their ass. He's just like, I'm going to devour.
He pulled the gun on me and kicked ass.
That was the gun.
That is true. I did pull a gun. The objective of my part in this movie is that I wanted to be. Obviously, it's a continuation of my character in Kick-Ass here, But what I wanted to do this time was to give it a bit more shade. Actually, I wanted to give it a bit of a darker edge. I wanted him to be genuinely angry at this competition thing. So when we're doing this scene, I recall Doug's direction to me about this scene was be more menacing. And so I did try and do that, but obviously I'm not a menacing guy at the best of times. So.
You're British. Who's a menacing British?
Great scene coming up here.
The what I remember most about the original draft of the script, the very first draft, had a larger conversation between Film Brain and Luke, where we actually got to see Luke's other personalities come into the fray.
Yes,
I remember that.
Had to get cut for time, unfortunately, the length of the script.
Nobody's gonna mess with the man with a whip.
And Brad, you and Justin were cracking me up too.
Like your son, Shia LaBeouf.
You belong in a museum.
that was a line. That line in the script cracking me up, and then seeing you guys do it live, I was just in stitches.
That was like the one where we were doing those lines back and forth. I kept getting tripped up on one line, but we were doing it all like that particular thing from beginning to end in one take, and there was like one line in the middle. There's like one line in the middle that kept tripping me up.
What is your ring, Spoony? It looks like Captain Planet's ring.
Okay, I should mention the ring at this point. I regret to this day wearing that ring for a couple reasons. I was doing this thing in my videos where I was kind of having these, like there's all sorts of Green Lanterns coming up, and so I would have, I had Black Lantern Spoony, and I had the Ultimate Warrior wearing the red ring, and so just for shits, I was like, Gandalf's gonna wear the violet ring because in the books, Gandalf wears the Elven Ring of Fire, which is a red ring, but I thought the red ring didn't really make sense, so I used the reddish ring, which is love, and so that was it. But it confused people in the comments because in the flashback scene you can see that the Ring of Heart that opposes Malachite is basically, it looks like the same ring, and so people thought like, oh, Spoony has the ring that opposes Malachite, and I don't, So it just served as a distraction more than anything, and so I kind of regret wearing the ring. It was really just a costume piece as a cheap stand-in for the Elven Ring of Fire.
I didn't know that Gandalf was a Star Sapphire.
He wears the thong under his robe.
Now, Noah, I recall you talking about doing this scene, and you kind of had something in particular in mind during this.
Remarian, I believe the word
was. I tried to be like Arnold Rimmer because this is a very Arnold Rimmer scene.
Yeah.
I'm just surprised you didn't kick the cloak in a bad place and then say only the good die young or something like that. The reference to his final scene.
Because Rimmer has this way of kind of hiding behind rules and kind of very smugly going like, I'm telling on you, and just kind of running off. So that's kind of where I'm coming from, is like I'm gonna tell the game master on you and just run off. I do like how Liz just holds my staff for me.
I know. Hi, Liz. She's you can always find her because she's the only cloak with actual boobs, and because she's always has the leather gloves on.
Yeah.
And you did a couple of different takes for this too, Noah, didn't you? I mean, you'd add in a little bit, here, a little bit there, but it seemed to be different every time you'd say it, a little bit.
Yeah, it was. The way it was written in the script was probably a lot shorter, and I asked Doug, and he was like, yeah, I didn't really know what a D&D geek would say, so if you got something better, just roll with it. And so I did the first take where I was exactly like the script because I wanted to give him the script, if nothing else. And then for like 2 other takes, I just kind of freestyled on it, talking like World of Darkness and the rock, paper, scissors, because that's how a lot of LARPs go, is they play rock, paper, scissors. It's actually the kind of strange LARPs that involve actually throwing things at other people and hitting them with foam swords.
Yeah, I think it gave it a lot more credibility, too.
I agree.
Oh, and we had the running gag again.
It's not a running gag, though. I kept losing my hat, like, all the freaking time.
I know, but it became a running gag. His power is beyond any of you.
That was an ad-lib line.
Oh, there's the tape on the sword.
Did his sword break?
Yeah,
It broke.
Yeah.
First day,
that seems to be a running thing in this one too.
Doug actually gave me quite a lot of leeway to ad-lib, which he normally doesn't. And it's not saying anything bad about Doug. It's just usually he's just like, just stick to the script. Let's just keep rolling.
Why is Pa still so excited from this magic,
Yeah,
thunderbolt
it's like, why are you
coming?
like, yeah, you're gonna destroy us, yeah.
Because of the rage.
I didn't think he was really that mad. Run!
Run! JewWario tripping.
Yes, and JewWario and his amazing cape that's hard to run in.
Let yourselves
It really was.
We shall return in part 3.
Dun-dun-dun.